So I've been working at Target for a week now. Um, well, more like 2 weeks, but I did my first actual week other than training, and I wanted to give my experience and my take on it for people who are looking to work at Target or are thinking about it or are in the interview process or whatever. Just hopefully this video can help somebody make a choice whether they want to work at Target or not. So basically, I'm going to break it down to from the interview to orientation to training to the first week, and then I'll basically summarize everything at the end of how I feel about the job and if I recommend it. So, starting off, I applied for the job. Um, Maybe a week later, I got a email saying I'm moving on to the next step. So basically, you self-schedule your interviews. Um, so I scheduled mine for a time that worked for me on a day that worked for me, and then I went in. I did my first interview. Basically, I didn't dress anything fancy. I just wore jeans and a nice shirt. It was a t-shirt. During the interview, the lady that was interviewing me was very nice, and she asked me like scenario-based questions, like if this happened, what would you do? Basic interview stuff. Later on in the interview, they asked me how many hours I wanted to work, which was weird because usually I do that in the application, but I guess um, she wanted to know, like just in case wanted anything different than I said on the application. Also, which is really unique to Target that I know of, is that they asked what I wanted to do in the store, like what section would I want to work and all of that. Um, they also asked, like another basic interview question, um, what your weaknesses are. And, obviously you don't want to, I mean, you could be truthful. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but, just make it look good. Say, oh, my weakness is I care too much or I'm a perfectionist or, stuff like that. But yeah, interview. I actually had two interviews. I went in for one, and then the next day I came in for another one. I don't know why that they had two interviews, but they just did. But yeah. So after that, They told me they would either give me a call if I got the job, or they would send me an email if I didn't. So I got a call to go to orientation on a specific day, and I did a background check first, and then I went in for orientation. Basically, orientation is you go with whoever else is going to orientation with you. In my case, it was just me and another girl. Um, well, not another girl, meaning I'm a girl, but just a girl. And basically, you're watching a bunch of videos with someone in the HR department, and they basically tell you about the job and all this stuff. There's some computer like stuff you got to do, just like basic training. It's not hard. It's time consuming and boring. Um, you meet some of the managers and other coworkers that you're going to be working with, the leaders and all of that, ETLs, which you'll learn if you ever work at Target. What that means, I don't feel like explaining it because obviously, honestly, I don't really know exactly what they mean yet because I just finished my first week, but it's not really that important. Um, they're just managers. So during orientation in these videos, you're basically learning the very basic job fundamentals of what it takes to work at Target, like customer service and how to read labels and stuff like that. How to safely go up ladders, just stuff that gets all the basic checks out of the way. Um, and then after you do that, you're going to get your training schedule, which is basically, for me, it was 4 days in a row. It was 4 days of 5-hour shifts in a row. And basically, while you're training, you're shadowing an experienced coworker for whatever you're going to do. Um, for me, I was shadowing a guy, and basically, he literally broke down everything in the easiest way possible. It was a great experience. The guy was really nice. He really helped me understand how to do the job, and I picked up on it really quick because he was just a good teacher. I don't know if it's because, it's just him or that's just the way Target does it, but yeah, basically while you're shadowing, you're just learning more details about the job and you're learning how to do the job on your own without shadowing. Um, Basically, they're gonna let you know who the leaders are. Like if you have a question while you're working on your own, which is like a big deal at Target. Like at Target, they really emphasize that it's a team. You can call on anyone for help, doesn't matter who it is, but they're going to tell you exactly who to go to. Um, if you have a specific question about a specific item or a specific area, they're going to say, okay, this is the guy to call to do that, or, stuff like that. Um, and after the first 4 days were like super boring because I caught on after the first day. Um, I forgot to say in the beginning, but I was hired for online order fulfillment, which is basically I go around and pick up stuff off carts or off the shelves with a cart and then bag it up or prepare it to ship to a different store. Um, yeah, so really it's not a hard job, but like conceptually, like it was easy to grasp. So like the second day of training, I was basically like, all right, leave me alone, I can do it. But they're just being, for people who don't catch on as quick, they're being, thorough with the 4 days of training. When you start your first week, you're going to be on your own. You're going to be working by yourself. And I figured when I got my schedule, I figured out that they actually did give me the hours that I was requesting. Actually, they gave me more. I requested 35 hours a week at least, and my first week they gave me 40. So that was a good sign. And your shifts, depending on how many hours you get or your schedule, and if you go to school, whatever, it's gonna be different. But for me, I got 8-hour shifts, 5 days a week, 5 days for that week to make it 80 hours or 40 hours. Um, so yeah, I mean, basically, you're just doing the job that you were taught through training, orientation, and your interview. The Target I work at, everyone is super nice and helpful, so my first week went by very easy. And honestly, I cannot recommend working at the Target that I work at enough. But Target in general, at least the job for online order fulfillment, it's fun, it's fast paced, it's really good pay. I mean, they just increased to $15 an hour, which is pretty good for a basic job. No education really needed. I mean, a high school diploma looks nice, but I don't even think you need that. But, anyways, yeah, I mean, if you're looking to work at Target, if you're on the fence about it, it really is situational depending on your situation and you know what part of Target you're going to work at. But for online order fulfillment, I think it's a really good job and I would recommend it to anyone. But honestly, just the experience of working at Target and just the atmosphere there and everyone that I've met has been super nice and helpful. I'd say probably working anywhere at Target would be better than working at what I used to work at, which was a Walmart. Um, Working at Walmart obviously has a stigma, it sucks. But, you know, I thought Walmart was one of my first jobs. So I thought, maybe all jobs are like this. Maybe all jobs suck and nobody's really out to help you and everyone's against you. But I don't know. Target taught me that it's really not like that. And when I was applying for the job, I looked up, reviews of the job, and a lot of them were bad. Like a lot of them were like, "Oh, they're not going to give you a lot of hours," and "Oh, people suck," "Oh, I didn't get paid for what I worked." But honestly, if you think about it, the only people that are going to go review the job that they have are people that had bad experiences. Like, who's going to like have a good experience at their job at Target and then go and say on an online interview forum or whatever that they had a good time? I mean, no one thinks to do that, but I mean, does that make sense? I'm just rambling, but anyways, I would definitely recommend anyone that wants to work at Target to give it a shot. It's, for me, one of the best decisions I've made so far. I mean, I'm only 20 years old, so obviously it's not really that life-changing of a decision, but I'm really glad I'm working at Target now, and I think it's going to make me a better person socially, ethically, and yeah. Anyways, if you liked the video, let me know. Also, don't try to find out where I work. I'm not going to give you discounts. Anyways, peace.